you kind of are tempted to go for the Valentina because of the Eve, but all of the heroes, apart from the Eve, you don't really pose a threat.
And you lose to the Phobius.
And you lose to the Phobius. Right, so I think you're good with Louis, and probably an Arlet.
Everlast. Still the Farsa.
Farsa, alright.
The Phoenix. Ah, oh, okay.
I do like the Terizla though. Body of Smith versus the Moskov. Good versus the Fredrin in general.
And I see where the Farce is coming from. They need reliable burst.
Yep.
Because, again, all of the setup of the Marcel, the cleanup from the Leomord, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's stopping Tlph from getting
The Gatot.
the Gatot?
Because it's a Farsa now to...
I wonder if they are keen to show us something different, like I don't know, maybe a Carmilla right now.
Or a Hylos.
Oh.
I like the Hylos.
Like
Yeah, because why are they taking time? Yeah, it's still gonna be the Gatot.
It's a revitalized Roamer.
This is Exodia for Tlph.
Yeah, it's only them. They also have Nova this time around. They'll have plenty of help if ever it comes down to Liquid just trying to run them down. As we take a look at their emblems, pretty standard for a majority of them except James Pax.
I like this. This is what I like. More and more in the past week, we've seen all across the board Marksman emblem Leomord.
That's right. How about that tank emblem, Fredrin? I'm sure that is dearly missed.
Yeah, what is the alternative? A support emblem or common?
There was a common emblem, but I've seen fighter emblem Fredrins. Crazy ones.
There you go.
I would say.
There's a slew. Oh, in comes JP. Caught up between three, and it's actually Oppo gets popped here. Look at the damage from Sanji. The hamster mage bites back.
Only JP can do this kind of Gatot Kacha.
Yeah.
Taunting 3 members of AP Bren.
He's so unbreakable.
He's so unbreakable.
By the way, that is Sanji's favorite moniker.
The Unbreakable? What?
No, the hamster mage.
Hamster mage.
Came from himself.
Why would you take the unbreakable?
Because you were saying Unbreakable. That's why do we have that moniker?
We can workshop
We can
it.
workshop that. JP can be the unbreakable.
He's already daddy.
He's already daddy. That's right. The unbreakable daddy. You mean?
Him and Joseph.
Joseph.
Okay, shoutouts to you.
This. Oh no, this is a masterclass for Tlph's Exodia, and with the Gatot Kacha coming up from Tlph, there's a lot of mastery.
Nova with the flicker
Okay.
engage, and they catch Sanji from underneath tier 1. They came in all at the same time.
Yeah, that was the more successful attempt from Nova.
I love it. I love it from AP Bren.
He ran through them, but it's too little too late as Liquid secures the turtle.
Wow. I really like that idea because they failed the first time.
Ooh.
Unfortunate combo.
Yeah.
Could have been really worked there. Could have worked, I mean, for AP Bren. But what I do like is that they are now making the play, especially that mid control. They have taken out the important hero, Sanji. They still did not make it to the turtle fight, and it's part of the keys to victory to win the first turtle fight against Tlph. But at least this time, James Max is catching up when it comes to the gold. And that's actually leading by about 200.
So from mid to top, there is something we're seeing already in the first 3 minutes. AP Bren can win fights, no doubt, but it's going to take a lot of setup. Just like this. In comes Shita with the blazing no wet early on! AOG denied! Daddy JP taken down. How's that for being unbreakable?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nova showing us how he did it the first week with this Marcel. And the idea is just to disrupt the backline. See, disrupted Sanji. Sanji was forced to flicker out because of the frozen moment from the passive of Nova.
Yeah.
And that actually isolated JP, the unbreakable, for AP Bren.
But that also, we got to see how like they had enough damage for even JP. Like this burst damage you see from AP Bren, it's already enough.
For now.
For now.
I think this whole guerrilla warfare, shock and awe tactics are only going to work for AP Bren for so long.
Yeah.
There has to be a time wherein they rely more on just gotcha. There has to be more than that. Sanji here with an RWM. Where'd that come from?
Where'd that come from? It's,
that's uncharacteristic.
Uncharacteristic indeed. I mean, if that happens to me in ranked games, I'm gonna call it. I just did what Sanji did.
Yeah. Well, Aqua did it too.
Aqua did it too.
They both did it in this series.
That's right. So yeah, Eve, RWMs are unfortunately not as easy as as it looks like.
Okay. It's a second turtle for this game. There's only a very slight lead in the hands of Liquid, but AP Bren are looking ready for this fight.
Nova man-to-man defense on JP. In comes the Phantom Steed. I don't think there's enough time for Liquid to steal. James Bang secures. Golden Hour catches the GOAT. And they put so much damage on JP. He gets broken again.
Oh my god.
Yep. AP Bren, you did mention it might take a bit more setup for them to do these kinds of plays, but when they decide to just go all in, things happen so fast. And when we talked about them using the Golden R just to prevent Carl from getting to the objectives, we saw it happen right there.
Yep. Oh, this is the tempo that we're looking for AP Bren. And you see the stark difference of their coordination from previous game to now this game?
Yeah.
It's night and day. AP Bren are now in a very good spot.
It's a run and gun from AP Bren that earned them this 1,000 gold lead. Aqua with a feathered airstrike, compromising Teddy, forces him to back off. JP might get caught once more. It was all just a screen for Shizo to get that first tier turret.
Yeah, it's good that he was able to cancel out the penalty zone because I feel like they definitely would have committed on Teddy at that moment. But so far, it's also AP Bren still being the ones to convert from objectives to turrets, and the lead that was barely 100 or 500 earlier now ballooned to 1K.
And it's mainly because of the mid lane rotations. In fact, I would wager the 3 kills that AP Bren were able to get were off of that mid lane. Maybe the farthest that they went was the right bush in the mid lane, but it was just in this zone. And that is already enough for them to really control the river.
Yeah, it's always been here. And now it's also KLVJ being a bit more active. So far, the 3-man, 4-man rotations that we're seeing from AP Bren have been very successful. They always catch either 1 or 2 members of Liquid away from the rest of the team. But now it's also Liquid starting to group up. Could they actually find Shizo here? Does sense that JP is charging that Unbreakable though.
I wonder why there is that first item Chastise Pauldron coming out from JP. Even when Shizu is not a threat yet, I believe that they need to answer this Barca first in the early stages, but we'll see how they will deal with this.
Again, easier said than done.
Yep.
Aqua has a Purify. Aqua can kind of just, even after the Feathered Airstrike gets cancelled, blast back on the retreat. Here comes the Phantom Steed at the penalty zone. Answer with a Feathered Airstrike. James Black running through. Sanji as Sanji falls. JP finds some revenge. KLVJ falls. Tere and Carl decide that we're going to go for the purple first. Could this just be shenanigans? Skullduggery afoot as they seem to still want to assert themselves into the turtle. It gets reset.
Liquid might just be able to get back in here. They will see Sanji in a bit, but KLVJ already used his penalty zone at that moment. Sanji still has his ultimate.
Level 11 Jinx Max.
That's 4 members on him. Nova catches JP again! And JP gets to retreat AOG. Turtle now at less than half health. Carl Easy gets caught. Right out, dashes through. Jizu finds one in the back line. Carl Easy falls, serving up a kill to James. And it's a 1-for-2 trade plus the turtle. Now Sanji here, surviving, gets that shield. And he lives. SOD. And Tere finds KLVJ. It's messy, but AP Bren wins the trade.
They definitely did, because look at Shizo. He's been working on that bottom lane as well all the while this fight was happening.
And they're still going! JP holding on, and he won't last underneath 3 members of AP Bren. Aqua drowns him.
Definitely good stuff coming out from AP Bren, especially the way that they turned onto Carl TZ. Nova, I don't know if he intended to do it, but the way that he utilized the golden hour is he forced that dash out coming out from Carl TZ that eventually cut off their retreat. So it's like they're not really stunned, but they were kept in place. You can see this ultimate coming out from Nova, Carl TZ, and Sanford. They were trying to run away, but instead they went in to AP Bren's box. Sanji did not have the stacks on him to actually output the damage yet, and they bursted down Carl TZ. I'm actually surprised that Sanji survived there, punishing KLVJ under the turret. But AP Bren still got a kill afterwards onto JP, and they have pushed mid. 3,100 gold for AP Bren.
Call it a zoning golden hour. They still got what they wanted anyway, so technically, Nova didn't miss.
That's right.
And once they did see Carl and Sanford actually come in, that was an immediate feathered airstrike too. They didn't really allow them to get any closer. It's like Carl is just struggling so much to get close to these objectives every single time. So far, they've only taken one, and the next that's coming up is the Lord. But with this map control you're seeing in the hands of AP Bren, it's looking real good for them.
Really like the stuff we're seeing from AP Bren. It's gonna be the Lord soon. And you can see James Max is level 14. And he's got a ton of level ahead of Mr. Carl TZ, the Fredrin man.
Full 3 levels.
3 levels.
Even
indeed.
with the whole Appraiser's Wrath Retry combo, you're short.
Nova just driving by the members of TLPH, scouting them out. Now the Lord dance.
Aqua holding onto that pixel brush. Kill VJ wailing away Nova. Man-to-man defense on the JP. Tracking shot. Finds Carl TZ. There's the golden hour. Better dare strike. A few blasts short. Carl TZ still alive. JP putting up a wall, revitalized to save his teammates. What's done is done. The Lord goes over to AP Bren.
They just can't get in.
They just can't get in. TLPH have been notoriously good at stealing all those objectives. Carl TZ, with his hot hands on the Retribution, won't miss even when he is down 1 or 2 levels compared to his opponent. But you know what Nova did is to take him away from the neutral objective with the golden hour. Of course, there is no chance for the GOAT to steal away the Lord. And now AP Bren are enjoying this 4,000 lead.
He can't even get close. That's the issue.
Yeah. Look at Nova. He just keeps doing that.
Whoa!
Oh, now the flicker from Sanford's also gone.
They weaponized 40's tracking shoulder tackle, and they forced him to use a flicker. That's 2 minutes that the Apex Predator can surprise you.
No flicker dark waves, no sudden engages that could come from him at least, because the AOG is a lot more predictable rather than that.
Oh! They delay the crash, and he will still punch into that turret down bottom, but Liquid take care of the Lord.
Yeah. Great defense coming out from TLPH, who does not erase the fact that they are 5,000 behind. AP Bren are not taking away the green camps though, away from TLPH, so there will be some recovery for TLPH. But then again, James Max is just way ahead of the curve, and we can see Shizu 1-0 and 4 at 8.4k compared to 7.7k on Teddy, which means that this squad will get into that Wind of Nature zone faster, maybe as soon as the next Lord spawns, and that will mean that we'll have the upper hand up against TLPH.
Yeah, and that's when you would probably feel the Eve struggle against this lineup, because then the Claude could be a lot more active in the team fights, and you know that it definitely counters the Eve in a lot of ways.
Oh, here we go. AP Bren are playing what the players like to call
Hunger Games.
the Hunger Games.
Hunger
That's
Games.
it. They're choking Liquid.
Yeah, I can see.
There's a wave coming down bot. They're not really going to force anything just yet. This is a much more disciplined version of AP Bren that we're seeing.
Yep.
Fortunately, that is the case. It's been a really quick reset for them. This is very different from Game 1 AP Bren.
Game 1 don't count.
Game 1 really is just forgettable. Just forget about it. It's as if nothing happened, but that also means that AP Bren has to win 2 straight. So it will be difficult, but I think that they're on the way right now. Between the two lineups, I would say that it's pretty even across the board when it comes to late game scaling. So AP Bren, they're definitely not scared about getting into the latter portions of the match, especially because eventually they will have Chastised Smoldern and Blade Mails up against Teddy, and Sanji and Teddy will be the only damage sources for TLPH come the late game. And AP Bren are more than well equipped for that one.
But I'm looking at Liquid. How are they going to deal with this AP Bren strat of just not allowing entry at all? How do they find these angles? JP is already holding that one bush behind the Lord, but look at Nova. He's just always keeping track of where Sanford and Carl is.
Yeah, Nova is key here. If Liquid can burst Nova, then suddenly they feel so much pressure alighted from them. But it looks like the Cavalry have a different plan. Look at this, Carl TZ has killed VJ on him. Lord here gets taken down by James Banks. They secure it. SOD thrown out by Teddy. He presses it and he finds kill. Now JP, the front line, survives but only for a second longer. Shizu with a Wind of Nature survives that back line, but 40 says no as he gets stomped down. Aqua falls, so does Nova. And it's just James Banks left. He's going to try for the hero play. He finds Sanji. Sanford with the figure back. Coming in. In comes Teddy. And James Banks goes 2v1. James Banks like one. Him versus the GOAT. And Carl Teasy falls. James Banks with a maniac.
There's a Lord marching down bottom, but he's gonna go for mid. 4 seconds left before JP comes back. He probably can defend this, but what a play from James Banks.
And very calm, he took that challenge up against 5 members of Tlph, or 4. Gets the Maniac for massive movements. JP, gotta be careful.
And James Banks overstayed his welcome. Veteran moves from Daddy JP, putting James Banks in his place. Denies even the push in mid.
Sit down, son! Daddy's here, JP, the unbreakable. My goodness.
He brought out the belt.
He brought out the belt. He's like Bruce Willis in that Shyamalan film.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how far behind this replay is gonna be, but what JP did in this scenario felt like what Nova did in that previous Lord fight.
I agree. JP just made it happen in this particular team fight, and there is an explosion in the mid lane that's
There's
happening.
a real fight happening in real time. As much as I'd like to appreciate this sequence by AP Bren, the fight breaks out in mid.
You can see how Tlph have handled Shizu, the backlines, and here we go, James Banks.
Yeah.
I wonder how that happened, but of course the live still coming out from the Endless Battle, I believe. And I believe it's the Killing Spree as well, that right there from James Banks.
This marksman emblem is something else.
It's attack speed, it's so good. And I gotta commend James Banks' situational awareness. You saw how he sidestepped right underneath that Appraiser's Wrath. Even if Carl Teasy did proc it, he would have hit nothing. So James Banks had that under control. What he didn't have under control was Daddy JP in that tier 3.
Didn't know how to deal with it. Well, he probably knows. I think he missed one momentum, that's why.
Yeah.
Wants to go for like momentum and then dash in.
Regardless, I think he still would have died.
I agree.
But he would have killed JP. No! JP had an immortality!
And the enhanced basic attack to somehow still keep him alive, even by just a bit.
Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that that was definitely a mistake from James Banks.
He overheated, man.
Overheated.
Okay.
Which is weird because if you look at his beats per minute, his heart rate, he would have been cool. He was like at 80.
However, I think the positive effect of that is that they get 2 turrets because of that play. I don't think that we should erase what wonders he did in the jungle of AP Bren up top just because of that death, because it even resulted to a push in the bottom and in the mid lane.
Yeah. So now Liquid are trying to position themselves. AP Bren, again and again, they're just capable of bursting this down if they wanted to, but does Liquid allow it this time?
They missed the dodges right out of it. James Banks secures, RWM by Sanji. Teddy throwing out these spears, holding on to the SOD. James Banks taken down quickly. The first to fall in this engagement. SOD coming through. In comes Teddy! AOG! Aqua with a Thunder Strike. She's low with the blazing. The win to the back line. Carl Teasy playing man-to-man defense. As Sanford tails Aqua. And Carl Teasy taking it slow, slowing it down. AP Bren with the Lord, spawning in mid.
Okay. This is the most I've seen Carl not able to get the objectives in a while.
Well, he's so far away though. It was very difficult for sure. There was an additional stun coming up from Nova. Remember, you reset your counters or your timers for the frozen moment if you pop your ultimate as Nova. So there's always that factor. You can just like put yourself in front of the opposing jungler to just stun him out. So
yeah. Also, really good job from Shizu there. At least he did not go down. I think it would have been a bit different if they were also able to get the kill on Shizu. But even with the energy eruption, that's the thing. There's just so much respect. You mentioned it. The Purify was still there, so he was okay. But now it's Liquid somehow trying to balance things out. Clearly, AP Bren are still in control when it comes to the map. They still haven't let go of their tier 1 in mid even. Up to this point.
Clearly belongs to AP Bren, yes. But Liquid are crawling back. Look, there's almost no gold lead. Teddy has a better gold gathered compared to Shizu. So expect him to juggle more in the next big Lord fight in about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So despite it being, you know, a struggle for Carl, I think you check the cores. It's the cores who really matter here.
That's very true. Which means that in the next Lord fight, it will be a battle of who has a lot more resources. Like, are your battle spells ready for the team fight? Are you getting forced out by Tlph? Will you miss your golden hour? All the things that they have to consider now if you are AP Bren, so and Tlph obviously.
Yeah. Because so far, the last 2 golden hours have been dodged by Carl.
Yep.
The one in the top side of the map and that one instance we saw 2 towards the bottom side of the map. So maybe Nova might want, maybe he wants to be a bit more particular when he does throw out the golden hour, because it's been key to how they've been winning majority of the fights alongside the penalty zone.
I agree. Maybe just one person golden hour is better than, you know, failing a 2 or 3 man.
Oh, so you're saying that just attempt to like target one thing
Carl.
rather than target many things, because you end up missing more if you kind of scatter your shots.
That's true.
But
don't,
is it-
don't greed out.
Yeah. But is it Carl you really want to target at this point, though? Even if they do hypothetically get the Lord again, because Liquid keep going for the post-Lord fights.
Good question, because there is a merit to stopping Sanji actually, so that when you go to the backlines as Shizu, you already have the Wind of Nature and the Purify, so the only way for you to actually die is because of Sanji. So yeah, there is that angle. But I feel like on top of Nova's list is to keep Tlph away from this Lord.
Yeah, still priority will be the Heractree holder. Let's see how they handle this. Carl already have Heractree.
Sanji has a great position though, holding that
He has
bush
both buffs, what?
north of the Lord, yes. So it's clear that Liquid is still looking at Sanji as a core, despite being a battle mage in the Eve. Lord here at an 1/8 of its health. Gets that skill knock up onto the front line of AP Bren, and he gets reset.
Kill VJ getting poked almost to death.
Yeah.
Has to teleport out of there. And if Tlph smells this, they could actually go for the fight. So yeah, Terizla will not go out, will just regen up.
Okay. Oh, so he's still there, shows up in mid. Not sure if they have an idea where Teddy is also. Hasn't showed up just yet. Will do in a bit.
Oh my god. We're Lord dancing like it's 2022.
Yeah.
And now Nova finally crossed the threshold.
Oh, he
Man of Steel
Oh,
delayed
miss.
here. Through the golden hour, and here comes Tlph, his first retribution win in the Lord pit. Yeah, Shizo fires away at Tlph, and in comes James Banks finally on his Ducati. They get the kill. They pop the immortality on a Teddy. James Banks finds one. Sanford falls as well. Liquid are retreating, happy with the take. JP the only one left here against AP Bren. An expensive win for that Lord. Liquid hurts.
There was hesitation on whether or not they would go for the full retreat. Okay, the Lord spawns. Liquid can still go for this.
Oh, you can see why I don't like playing the Fredrin in this scenario. Top lane. Okay, now they will be able to get back, but you can see when Tlph tries to go for that dash, Nova stops him.
Better there strike. Liquid have to focus on the wave. Sanji put down a dead himself. Shizo comes in with the blazing duet, and they're on the base. AP Bren extend the series. We're